Hi Vinyl Community, John here. We're in my new man cave, stroke office space, and the new house that I've moved to is in the loft, as you can see, or in the attic as you say in the States. And it's not huge, but it's big enough. It's a work in progress at the moment, stuff everywhere. Eventually I'm going to put shelves up and CDs and things, keep my records downstairs, and although I've got many records up here too, just ones that for whatever reason don't need to be together with the rest of the collection. So this is going to be a Stump the VC video, it's going to be all about a particular record that I came across at the beginning of this year. I had a stroke of luck. I happened to be out and about in Cardiff, and I went into a thrift store, charity shop, and I found a couple of really good records. One of them, which was this, and this isn't the one that I'm going to stump the VC with, but the one that I wanted to show. This is Ned's Atomic Dustbin, Godfather. They were kind of a sort of a independent rock band in the 90s. I think I saw them live actually when I was a student. They're sort of a wannabe Jane's Addiction. It kind of fit in that sort of pile, if you like. Yeah, got that for a couple of quid, and it's still in the shrink. Lovely condition. Now, at the same time, I was fortunate enough to pick this up. Now, I didn't know what it was. All I could see that it was sealed. It's completely sealed, never been opened. And you know, £2 a time, I'm going to grab it. Even if you know, it turns out to be nothing particularly special, and you know, I've lost nothing really, have I? But coming home, I was quite happy to find out that this is quite a special record. This is the one that I'm going to use as a Stump the VC record. I'm quite confident that no one in the VC is going to have this. I'll be surprised if they do, purely because there is only 500 copies of this pressed. So let me explain. This album is basically an experiment. In fact, the record is actually called Experimental Batch number 26. Now, it was a guy, I'll tell you his name in a little while, who gathered together a bunch of musicians in Scotland, got them together in a studio, and you know, basically it was an experiment to see what they could come up with. And it's quite special because they were kind of a mixture of people. It's mainly, as far as I understand, sort of folk musicians, and of different backgrounds. So you've got your Scottish folk people, and I understand at least one Indian guy contributing to whatever it is they were doing. As far as I can tell, there's not an awful lot of information about this. It's actually on Discogs, and I'll tell you, I'll read you what it says. This collaboration album was a project of There Was Whiskey. The album was put together by Stephen Marshall, and it was mainly driven by Lemond Campbell. They hired the studios at Edinburgh University, asked Paul Savage to set them up as a studio, and got a group of musicians, singers and songwriters together. Gave them a week to collaborate on every song and record an entire album. 500 copies were pressed. So as well, I'm going to read it. I'm not going to pretend to know all about this. Just what I'm sort of picking up, and you know, bits and pieces here and there. It says it's a one-off collaboration between disparate musicians brought together for 5 days in 2012, while the TED Global Conference was in Edinburgh. However, it's the beautiful balanced Scottish Indian global fusion of the songs Paya and Earth in fewer words that are the true highlights. On the former, Shuhail Yusuf Khan's Sarangi and King Creosote's accordion seem as naturally matched as the musicians' intriguing voices. That was something written by a journalist called Alan Morrison in the Herald Scotland newspaper. So yeah, this is sealed. I haven't played it, I don't know how this sounds, but it sounds intriguing, doesn't it? I've looked, yeah, on the Discogs, I see that I could probably get 50 or 60 quid for this, especially while it's sealed. But you know, that's not what I do. I don't do that stuff. Pull out nice thick album cover. Okay, there's the inner sleeve. Here's the record, and for a record that's a sealed record, there's a lot of debris on it. I can only assume that that's you know, paper debris from the inside of the album. Yeah, it doesn't look particularly minty fresh clean. It looks a little bit sullied actually. I don't know why that could be. Anyway, there's the label. So I'm going to go away and listen to this now and see what it is, and I'll come back and report to you what it's like. I'll probably even do a few needle drops. Music as rare as this, I don't know if it's copyrighted. I don't know. We'll see. But okay. So before I do anything, I'm going to give this a good clean. Thanks very much.
Change from seasonal dark sorrows like swallows will have gone by the wind. And you left the tongue that's forgotten its powers. We have to find pure words. Make each of them proud. We have to find fewer words.